Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. Today I will introduce you your fourth chapters, that is weather and climate. So weather and climate. Weather, what is weather? Weather at a given place and a particular time, the degrees of temperature, wind, amount of humidity in the air and rainfall determine the weather. Weather is the condition prevailing for a short period of time over small area. That means climate is more wide word than weather. Weather is for a short time and climate for a longer duration. We may experience different weather conditions during the same day. Means when you can see in the morning pleasant weather is there, and in the afternoon raining start, okay, and in the evening strong winds flow. So weather changes during one day at different time. The overall change in weather conditions that sustain for a long time period make seasons. Like we have a summer season, autumn season, spring season, and winter season. Climate. Climate is the average of weather conditions for a longer period time across a large area. That means climate has a wide coverage. Different types of climate are experienced in different parts of the world. Like means Antarctica, that is cold, that has the coldest climate. But we have different kind of climate. We have a hot climate in summer, and in winter we have a cool climate. The climate of a place influences by the lifestyle of people, crops grown, clothes worn, food eaten, and houses built. That means climate of a place is very important factor that affect the lifestyle of people, how the people stay there, what they do. It depend on the climate of the area. Crops also, we have a different climate is suitable for growing different kind of crops. Clothes worn, like we have a hot climate we have to wear the cotton clothes, and we have a cool climate we will have to wear the woolen clothes. Food eaten, food also eaten according to the climate. Like in coastal regions people prefer to eat the rice and fish, and in north part we eat roti, chapati, and vegetable mainly. Houses built, houses are also built according to the different climates on different areas. The climate also affects the life of animals and plants found in the region. Yes, climate affects all the things around it. So factors that determine climate. How the climate changes, it depends on some factors. First is distance from the equator. So you can see the picture. Sun, it has its sun rays were slanting on some areas, vertical at some areas, and slanting in different areas. So you can see here when sun rays are falling on certain kind of areas, they have a day, and if sun rays don't fall on that area, have noticed the night, they are darker side. The sun has a major influence on the climate of a place. The area along the equator gets direct heat from the vertical rays of the sun and is thus hotter than the other latitudes. You can see here vertical sun rays. That means it is in the middle area which has the more hotter temperature than other areas because of the direct sunlight of was falling on that area. As we move away from the equator, rays of the sun become slanting. This makes the climate less hot. Okay, so you can see the diagram, make the diagram in your notebook, and you will observe the effect of the sun rays to different places because of the distance from the equator. Second is height above sea level. The height of a place above the sea level is called the altitude of that place. The higher we go, the cooler it gets. Places located at higher altitudes are cooler than places located at lower altitudes. For example, Bangalore and Chennai are almost on the same latitude, but Bangalore is much cooler than Chennai because it is about 3100 feet above the sea level, while Chennai is located almost at the sea level. So that means when we compare different places, the higher places have cool temperature and the lower places have hot temperature. So higher places have cool temperature and lower places have hot temperature. So we can take the example of Bangalore and Chennai. Distance from the sea. You can see picture is also given. Warming effect of sea on lands in winters. Places closer to the sea are neither very hot nor very cold because of the water in that area, whereas places far away from the sea have extreme climates, means they are hot in summer and very cold in winters. Delhi is very cold in winters and very hot in summers because it is far away from any sea coast. In summers, the breeze from the sea cools the hot air on the land, while in winters, the warm breeze from the sea prevents the air on land from getting cold. Sea breeze is warm because water cools down slowly. That is why Mumbai, which is near the sea, experiences a moderate temperature throughout the year. That means it doesn't have the hot temperature and doesn't have the cool temperature. In different seasons, it have only little impact on its temperature. Direction of the winds. Winds flow the weather of a place depending on the place of their origin. The winds coming from cold regions decrease the temperature of the region, whereas the winds coming from hot region increase the temperature of the region. That means if we have the hot air, we feel the hot climate, but when we are having the cold winds, we feel the coldness in the place. The winds coming from the sea make the region humid. Okay, humidity. The amount of moisture or water vapor in the air is called humidity. It affects the climate of a place. Winds flowing from the sea have a lot of moisture in them because of the salt presence in the water. That is why places near the sea, such as Mumbai and Chennai, are very humid. The rainfall that a place receives also depends on the level of humidity in the air. Okay, so humidity is also the very important factor of different climate. Now we will discuss about the different heat zones. Based on the intensity of the heat received by a particular place, Earth can be divided into three heat or temperature zones. Torrid zone or tropical zone. First zone is torrid or tropical zone. This zone receives direct rays of the sun because it is located in the middle of the earth. That's why it receives direct rays. The area which lies on the sides of the equator between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is called the torrid zone. In this zone, the climate remains hot and humid throughout the year because it receives the direct rays of the sun. Now, second is temperate zone. This zone receives slanting rays of the sun. The area which lies in the torrid zone and the frigid zone in both the hemisphere is called the temperate zone because this area is neither very hot nor very cold. That's why it is called temperate zone. Third one, frigid zone. This zone receives steep and slanted rays of the sun. Okay. The area which lie between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere is called the North Frigid Zone, and the area that lies between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere is called the South Frigid Zone. According to the area, it has the two frigid zone, North and South Frigid Zone. The frigid zone is extremely cool throughout the year. Okay, so we have three hot zones. First is torrid zone or tropical zone that receives the direct rays of the sun, so they remains hot throughout the year. And second zone, that is temperate zone, is neither very hot nor very cold, means it has constant temperature. And frigid zone is cold throughout the year. So these are the three heat zones, or you can say temperature zones.